Good evening, students. Are you audible? Yeah, hope you are doing well. So, coming to the point, this is the video a day before exam strategy for CA Inter May 2025 attempt. Okay, so first of all, my dear students, I want to give you some general instructions. Point number one, my dear students, forget about previous exams, whether you performed well or not. Okay, just relax sometime, then start the preparation immediately without wasting the time. Okay, so my suggestion. And second one is, though don't use the cell phones in this crucial time because it may consume your valuable time. Okay, so these are the two general instructions. And coming to the main point, the preparation strategy, because the time is very less, how to use the available time is very important to get the more number of marks. Okay, so for that I give you a strategic preparation here. The total syllabus of income tax subject has classified into three categories. Okay, the first one is 1, 2, 3, total 6 chapters covered in first list of the category. But these are the very important chapters in exam point of view. My dear students, total 6 chapters covered in this list. First one, compulsory you have 5 problems out of these 6 in your examination, mandatory. So my suggestion is, my dear students, please be prepared all these chapters at first. Okay, so that is one of the important information. And second priority chapters, what are the chapters covered in first priority? Residential status, set off and carry forward, clubbing, TDS, TCS, total income, return of income. My dear students, set off and carry forward and clubbing, maybe in these two chapters you have one question. In rest of the 4 chapters, compulsory you have one question from rest of the 4 chapters. Residential status, compulsory question 100%. TDS and TCS, 100% question. Total income and return of income. In all these 4 chapters, compulsory you have 4 questions in your examination. In the rest of the 2 chapters, you can find one question. Sometimes 2 questions also are there. Okay, so these are the first list of the chapters which are very important in exam point of view. And category 2, so total 6 chapters covered in this, my dear students. So at this time, that time is insufficient to prepare every chapter, and the category 2 chapters are very lengthy, so that prepare at least 4 to 5 problems in each chapter. Okay, house property, other sources, salaries, capital gain, PGBP and deductions. So my suggestion is, in category 2, you can find at least 3 questions out of these 6. Okay, so and one more important suggestion to you, PGBP, my dear students, don't prepare PGBP in this crucial time, because every PGBP adjustment was already covered in total income problems. So you can prepare again and again total income problems. So need not prepare PGBP separately. You can skip the PGBP at this time. Okay, all the adjustment whatever covered in PGBP head was already covered in total income chapter. Okay, you can again prepare total income itself is sufficient. And house property, salaries and capital gain, prepared at least 4 to 5 problems in each chapter. Okay, so category 2, at least 3 questions. And category 3, rest of the chapters covered in category 3, my dear students, my suggestion is, don't prepare entire chapter covered in category 3. At least some selected concepts in each chapter prepared. I give here I was provided some important concepts. One is exemptions, 1010D related question. One question at least, please be prepared, at least one question relating to 1010D section, life insurance premium maturity amount. and at least one problem relating to composite activities, tea, coffee, rubber, which was covered in exempted incomes chapter. Okay, so my dear students, another one is 10AA. 10AA special economic zone related problem. Please be prepared at least one question for each of these concepts mandatorily. Okay, so this is the priority of your syllabus. So the time is very less. Please be prepared with strategic manner. Please be concentrate more on first category chapters. Spend more time for first category chapters. Okay, so that is very important point. Next, my dear students, next point is this time amendments. Some of the amendments are very important for May 2025 attempt. Please be concentrate amended areas and please verify the amendment video which was uploaded by the masterminds. Okay, so amendment areas is also very important in this attempt mainly. Okay, so first of all, here I was provided some important areas of amendments. Please be concentrate more in those areas. One is change of tax rates. So 115 BAC tax rates were changed. In addition, that capital gain 112, 111A, 112A tax rates were changed. Please verify it once at least. And next one is buyback related problem. Must prepare at least one problem relating to buyback. So important amendment in this time, buyback 46A. Please be concentrate more. Prepare at least one problem. Okay. So next one is book profit related calculation, PGBP 40B section, partnership form related section. So please be prepared at least the book profit calculation, because the book profit calculation limits were changed. At least prepare one problem. And next one is problem relating to grandfathering benefit in capital gain section 112 tax rates. Earlier it was 20% with indexation. Now it was reduced to 12.5%, but indexation was removed without indexation. But somebody is having a benefit of to follow old rate or new rate, whichever is beneficial to him. That should be the grandfathering benefit. Please be prepared at least one problem relating to grandfathering. But grandfathering benefit is available only to resident individuals, resident HUF, subject to some conditions. Please be concentrate more on. Okay, amended areas are very important. Please be concentrate more on amended areas. Okay, so for that you need to verify at least amendments video which was uploaded by the masterminds in that YouTube channel. Okay, so next one is my dear students, finally the paper pattern like this. Okay, so 99% the paper pattern like this, subject to some changes. So my dear student, income tax is a 50 marks paper. So out of that we have two different divisions. Division A, MCQs 15 marks. Division B, descriptive 45 marks. Okay, so Division A, MCQs compulsory 15 marks compulsory, no choice for that. In Division B, my dear student, descriptive part, in this division we can find 4 questions, but out of that the first question is compulsory from total income chapter. Compulsory from total income chapter, no choice for this. Question number 1, always from total income chapter. There is no choice for this question. The remaining are 3 questions. Question number 2, 3, 4. Each question carries 10 marks. Out of these 3, you can write any 2. One choice question is there. Compulsory, you can find sub questions in 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is the income tax paper pattern. Subject to some changes, 99% paper like this. My dear student, one more important information to you. Don't try to prepare the theory part specifically in any area. Okay, so income tax paper is totally problematic paper, except one question that too from return of income chapter, 99% cases. So if you want to prepare a theory part, you can be prepared only one chapter, that is return of income. You can get 99%, you can get theory question from return of income chapter. Okay, prepare that chapter itself is sufficient for theory purpose. And rest of the chapters we have to prepare the problematic part. Okay, so these are the important points, valuable information for my dear students. So all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Okay, my dear students, now we are going to discuss about our cainter day before exam strategy. In that, we are going to discuss about the topics which are most important from the examination point of view. It does not mean that that means each and every point will come in the exam, but it is most probable. These are the most probable ones that may come under this particular exam category, most important exam category, I mean to say. So now we are going to discuss about those things without any delay. First, we need to start with supply chapter. With respect to supply chapter, the most important areas you need to keep focus is import of service as per 7.1b, deemed supplies as per 7.1c, and negative list of GST 7 subsection 2. And most importantly, even though I did not mention here, what is the next point we discussed, ma? With respect to that, circulars will be there. Those circulars in our masterminds material concept book, circulars will be given. Those circulars are the most important areas you need to keep focus with respect to supply chapter. And with respect to levy and collection of GST, that is charge of GST in olden days, in section 9.3 RCM, approximately there are some 16 points, but in that the most important areas will be GTA services, legal services, government services, director services, sponsorship, other security services, renting of passenger. Renting includes here renting of residential property also. So these are the important areas in RCM concept. And under 9.5, you need to read every concept with respect to ECOMA. But if at all you ask me specifically under section 9.5, 1 and 4, that means transportation of passengers by ECO and restaurant services by food aggregators, these points are most important as per section 9.5. And after that, section 10, which is a composition scheme. With respect to this composition scheme, what is the position? Section 10. The sublimits for services in 10.1 and 10.2. That means technically the limits you need to keep focus here. That means whether it may be 1.5 crore or 75 lakhs or 50 lakhs, what can be the eligibility criteria? Those are the important areas you need to keep focus. In the same way, sublimits, that means along with the goods, you can make supply of service also. Na? In those cases, that means up to which extent we can make the supply of service along with the supply of the goods. So these points are also you need to keep in focus. And can opt for composition scheme for one unit or not. That means if at all you are having multiple place of businesses, then for one unit composition, another unit normal, is it possible to take in such a manner? Answer is that means no. Those are the points you need to keep focus. And in the same way, negative list of composition scheme, that means who are the persons that are eligible and who are the persons that are not eligible for this composition scheme. And if you want to exit from composition scheme, what is the procedure you need to follow? These are the important areas under this particular levy and collection of GST we need to keep focus. And next one is next chapter is exemptions from GST. So with respect to exemption from GST, what are the important areas we need to keep focus here? Is charitable and religious activities, agriculture, education services, legal services, health services, passenger transportation, goods transport, government, artist performance, and sports related exemptions. All these are the important areas you need to keep focus in exemptions chapter. And the next chapter is time and value of supply. With respect to time and value of supply, the important areas we need to keep focus is section 12 FCM with respect 12.2 FCM with respect to the goods, 12.3 RCM with respect to the goods, 13.2 FCM with respect to services, 13.3 RCM with respect to services. And along with that, 15.2 and 15.3 value of supply. That means 15.2 deals with inclusions in value of supply and 15.3 deals with exclusions from value of supply. So these are the important areas in time and value of supply we need to remember. And apart from that, the next chapter is input tax credit. Technically, every concept in input tax credit is important, but it is a day before now. That's why if you want to keep more focus on few areas, then these areas are the must read ones or must read ones here. That means 16 subsection 2 conditions for claiming the IDC and whatever the topic in relation to 16.2. It may be what are the documents that are required, 180 days rule, bill to ship to model, and in the same way, if the supplier fails to make the payment, whatever the topics that are in link with 16.2, that means whatever the conditions that are prescribed therein, the subpoints linked to that are also most important ones. Just like that I told you, like 180 days rule, goods are received in installments, supplier fails to make the payment, like that. Next most important one is 17 subsection 5 blocked credits. That means which are important for either problematic part or sometimes it can be asked as a adjustment in compulsory question also. And 18.1 claiming IDC in special circumstances. 18.6 sale it as a second hand good. And 18.4 even though I did not mention here, that means reversal of IDC. 18 subsection 4. These are the important areas you need to keep focus in input tax credit. And next chapter is registration. The most important areas in registration is section 22, 23, 24 and rule 10A. Along with that, you need to keep focus on 29 and 30 also sections. And the next chapter is tax invoice, debit notes, credit notes, e-way bill, etc. In that, you need to keep focus on the areas like debit note and credit note, invoicing, dynamic QR code, particulars of tax invoice, in that especially HSN code and recipient details. If at all it is a B2B supply, then what are the recipient details that should be there? If at all it is a B2C supply, then what are the particulars that should be there? These are the areas especially you need to keep focus in case of particulars of tax invoice, revised invoice, exemptions from separate invoice, that means less than 200 it is not required, like that. Invoice come bill of supply. So these are the important areas in that particular context. And delivery challan, when e-way bill is required, exemption from e-way bill, who is required to generate the e-way bill and who will prepare the e-way bill, and what are the various parts of e-way bill and who will fill that, and all these points are important in this particular chapter. The next chapter is payment of tax. In that the most important areas will be e-cash ledger and section 50 interest computation. And with respect to returns under GST next chapter, the important areas will be all the returns, whether it may be GSTR1, 3B or GSTR4, whatever it is, due dates for all the returns and due date for payment of taxes and late fee. Along with that, the latest amendment GSTR1A. These are the important areas you need to keep focus in returns chapter. Next, TDS and TCS. Who is required to deduct the TDS? Who is not required to deduct the TDS? To whom TCS is applicable? To whom TCS is not applicable? These are the important areas you need to keep focus in the case of TDS and TCS. And with respect to place of supply, section 10 in total, you need to read. And whereas with respect to section 12, 12.3, 12.6, 12.7, 12.8, 12.9, 12.10. So these are the important areas in place of supply, section 12 with respect to services. And last but not the least, accounts and records, section 35. Along with that, section 36, retention of accounts. So these are the important areas you need to keep focus in this month. So this is a important concepts list. Hope this video will be useful to you. Hope actually these points will come in the exam, and read these topics thoroughly. So follow the Mastermind channel for the recent any updates which are going to come. God bless you all.